That would work. What are you eating?
Ice.
Okay, Mark, or is it John?
It's both. I'm channeling both. Okay. No, let's talk about that Queensryche article.
Yeah, that was you know, I guess that guy's a friend of mine on Facebook.
You guess?
Well, he is. I don't know him, but you know, like everybody else, I accept everything, and you know, I have a lot of friends of the show, listeners of the show, whatever that friend me. So out of the blue, I got this link this week, and the link said, you know, it was, he posted his review of a recent Geoff Tate from Queensryche show.
And he did it in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, which is where, as a wee lad, my family used to attend church in Greensburg, Pennsylvania.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep.
Look at that. And you didn't go, or did you go?
No, I did. I was just a kid. I was just a small guy, just a little guy.
Nice. So we got, I was tagged on this thing, you know, thanking me and the Classic Metal Show for this interview with Geoff.
Sure.
As part of his review. So I pulled up the review, and sure enough, the first two paragraphs are about how he waited to put this out to write this review until he heard our interview.
So his review was predicated on what we did here on the show.
Yes.
Nice.
And I mean, he says that. I mean, his first two paragraphs are saying that, you know, saying that about us.
Right. Well, as the story goes, it says, in June, Andrew and I don't know who Andrew is,
Me either.
Made the trek east to the beautiful Palace Theater in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, to take in the Queensryche, scratched out, Queensryche featuring Geoff Tate, scratched out, Geoff Tate of Queensryche, scratched out, Queensryche starring Geoff Tate.
Right.
He didn't know what to call it.
Right.
This version was touring in recognition of the 25th anniversary of Operation Mindcrime and was performing the album in its entirety. The tour ended about a month ago, but I wanted to hold off on writing the review until after Tate was interviewed on the Classic Metal Show by Chris Aiken.
Really?
Wow, look at you.
Look at me. I'm a player.
You're a big influential guy.
I guess.
I had taken in a Tate solo show last October, and since then, nobody in the metal community has done more press. But instead of promoting the new Queensryche album called Frequency Unknown, he has spent more time promoting his African-American phallus and talking about his obsession with sex. Now, is he really listening to Geoff Tate or the real Geoff Tate?
I don't know. I mean,
because to be honest with you, I'm just speaking for myself. I don't know how much Geoff has obsessed with his obsession with sex in interviews. I mean, I know that there's at least one mention, just one. But did he do it in numerous interviews?
I don't know. But it does sort of all blur together now, doesn't it?
Because it's almost like he's mixing one with the other.
A little bit.
Yeah. Simply, he's becoming unraveled. He recently snatched a phone from a fan at a show and threw it in the crowd, but then doubles back telling Aiken that he took a picture of the fan, tossed it back to him, but he missed it because of the lights. And then he puts the video up there where Geoff clearly threw that thing out into the audience.
Right.
Tate also told Aiken, wow, you're the reference material here.
I know.
That he doesn't want a steady band lineup. He wants to work with as many musicians as possible. Well, we certainly have that. I believe, as of this writing, this version of Queensryche has had 11 personnel changes in less than a year. So here's a guy who's following that.
Jeez.
As much turmoil and ridiculous dramatics Queensryche has undergone in the last year, Plus, I wasn't going to miss this show. It's not too often that you can hear one of the all-time greatest albums played from front to back.
Well, it is in their camp.
As crazy as it sounds, I had very high expectations of the show. If I were Tate, I would be so motivated simply out of spite and hatred for the other version of Queensryche that I would absolutely kill it every night.
Okay.
The band hits the stage. Wait a minute. I've seen that fat guy with the poor man's ZZ Top beard before. Holy crap. That is Kelly Gray.
All right.
The same dude I saw a few months ago with the Tate solo. I had no idea since Tate did not introduce a solo band to the fans. Okay. My God, I was in shock of how bad he looked. I saw this walking disaster back in 2000 on the Q2K tour, and he sucked then.
Wow.
He sucked in October, and I doubt he improved any in half a year since then.
Nice.
Well, I did meet Kelly Gray on that same tour. Mm-hmm. In fact, over here in the CMS studio, I have the Queensryche Q2K poster signed by everybody that I got signed at the Agora.
Oh. That's something.
I believe you hooked me up with that show, as a matter of fact.
I probably did.
And the other dude was an extra from the Blue Oyster Bar in the Police Academy movies. I saw him in October as well. That's Randy Gain? Wow. Why is he in this band and not in Frankie Goes to Hollywood? Holy smokes. Really?
Damn, that's not nice.
On drums, we had Brian Tichy, who was filling in for Simon Wright, who replaced Bobby Blotzer, or as the real Geoff Tate would say, Robert Blotzer. Robert. On guitar was Robert Sarzo of Hurricane, who replaced Glenn Drover, who never played a show with the band. And as I've stated many times, one of my all-time favorites on the bass guitar, Rudy Sarzo.
Great.
So it's pretty obvious that this guy follows the CMS pretty closely.
Sure he does.
Let's see here. Once Anarchy X Into Revolution Calling got going, I realized just how bad Gray and Robert Sarzo were. Missing notes, out of tune, they just weren't very tight, mistake after mistake after mistake. Mr. Tate hits the stage, still sporting that stupid vest. He sounded good, not great. The opening guitars on the title track were way off and slowed down. At this point of the show, 90% of the people were still sitting down.
Oh, boy.
There is no bigger buzzkill to a live show than a solo, especially when a band is playing a concept album. We got what seemed like a 15-minute solo from Tichy. It just went on and on and on. It totally disrupted any flow and the momentum in the show that the show had. Tate told Aiken, look at you referenced again, that he always dreamed of a drummer that can play a solo. Yes, that is definitely solid foundation on which a band should be built upon. Ugh. So if you go to a show, you now know when you can go out and take a piss. Moving on, the part of Sister Mary was sung by Sass Jordan. Mm-hmm. Who? Some Canadian singer who got Tichy to quit his job in Whitesnake to form a band called Something Unto. Oh, Something Unto Nothing?
Yeah, Son.
Okay. He quit Whitesnake? Tichy's not in Whitesnake anymore?
Nope. He quit Whitesnake to do that band.
Oh, how about that?
Stupid.
She is a very weak singer, similar to James LaBrie from Dream Theater. Wow.
All right, LaBrie's a lot of things, but a weak singer?
I don't think he's that weak. Come on.
Weak singer.
Sweet Sister Mary is one of the most powerful and important parts of the album, and we get rewarded with the weakest part of the show. I guess Tate sent out a memo that it was a casual Friday because Jordan rolls with jeans and flip-flops. She was just annihilating the part in the character of Sister Mary.
That's hilarious.
The uninspired show went on through Eyes of a Stranger. The encore played the radio hit Save I'm American. And I bring up another question. Why did Tate hurry to release Frequency Unknown, yet not play one song from it? Throw one in. Then again, it looks like he already raised the white flag on that release. We should have hung around the show after the show because the real drama was after the show. Excerpt from Tate's Queensryche Facebook page in red. Met a lot of wonderful people after the show at the M&G, and later we were all invited to a private club, which was fun until some punk kid with a sideways cap and an IQ that matched his shoe size insulted Miranda and made her cry.
Oh.
Ty, our gallant front-of-house sound engineer, came to her defense and made the boy apologize, but not before the club owner threatened to call the police and have us all arrested.
Oh.
Wow, that must have been one brouhaha.
I'm telling you.
I can't be sure that the punk kid knew about Miranda, that's Tate's stepdaughter, for those who didn't know.
Yeah.
Being very outspoken about the whole Queensryche situation and pretty much pissed off the entire fan base on both sides. Remember when she was briefly married to Parker Lundgren?
Yes.
Who was in the other version of Queensryche?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe having a guitar pick like this caused some trouble in paradise. And he has a photo of a guitar pick that says American Soldier 2009 with Parker on it.
Right.
And on the back it says, dude, I am totally nailing Geoff Tate's daughter.
That's funny.
That is funny. I wonder if those are for real, aren't they?
Yeah, they are for real.
Holy shit. Kelly was really enjoying himself, and my full glass of very good scotch disappeared quickly when he asked me for a taste of what I was drinking.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't need any more. So I guess he slurped it all down.
Yeah, he did.
Didn't Kelly get asked to leave Queensryche in the early 2000s because of alcohol abuse? If the dude is stealing full glasses of scotch, there is still a problem. As we left and made it back to the bus, a woman who had been asking where Rudy was all night made a mad dash toward the open door of the tour bus, shouting, "I'm going to find him and wake him up."
Okay.
Chuck, the driver, decided that he had experienced enough madness, grabbing his belongings, blocked the woman from the entering, and quit the tour and was heading to the airport. Tour manager...
What?
According to this...
He quit?
The bus driver...
He left the spot?
Yeah, according to this, the bus driver got fed up and decided he was done.
I didn't read that far down.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tour manager Deme, D-E-M-E, I guess that's how you say that, and I had to talk him down and get him back in the driver's seat. This took a while. Does Chuck, the bus driver, quitting and rejoining the tour count as a personnel move? Meanwhile, the running lights on the bus failed, and Kelly once again put on his coveralls, grabbed some tools, and rewired the electrical system. Maybe
Okay.
Kelly should stick with electrical engineering instead of, electrical engineering. The dude certainly is better at rewiring a bus electrical system while hepped up on stolen liquor, much better than playing sober. Wow.
Damn.
Operation Mindcrime is a story, and I'm sure due to one of many legal reasons, the video animation could not be used, but there are some things that can't be stripped down, and this certainly is one of them. When I left, I thought it wasn't that bad. Then I kept thinking about it and realized that Tate was not honoring the legacy of one of the greatest metal albums of all time. He was hurting it. The album is emotional and powerful, yet none of what was delivered. I didn't get the message it sent, not because the material is dated, but because of the way it was delivered. This was an album the metal community always held in high regard, and it made me sad to see it played like this. There was no story about Nikki, Dr. X, and Sister Mary. It was just 15 average songs.
Oof, wow.
So this guy busted it down.
Yeah, he did.
And then he gave, of course, the impetus behind this article he wrote was all predicated on your interview.
I know. How funny is that?
That is funny.
You know, I appreciate it. What's his name? Ryan something?
Yeah, let me look here real quick.
Ryan Garabato or something?
Right. So, yeah, he did not do his review until after he read your interview.
What's the link to his site? I mean, you don't have to read the whole long link, but just whatever.com.
It's screamformepittsburgh.blogspot.com.
All right, yeah. People go there and check it out. That's funny. But we thank Ryan. You know, definitely appreciate the coverage.
Sure.
That's pretty cool.
And you don't really know this guy or
no.
His name is Ryan Gavatorta, Gavatorta, Gavatorta.
Yeah, he's a friend on Facebook, but you know, what does that mean? It's like having a friend on MySpace.
Sure. So that was Ryan's review of the show at the Greensburg Theater.
Well, I just have to say, and I can't speak for you, Neeley, but I personally take issue with Ryan's review. I appreciate that he referenced me. Appreciate that a lot, but he really didn't respect Mr. Tate the way Mr. Tate deserves to be respected.
Right.
You know, I think Mr. Tate should have been given a whole lot more in the way of respect.
Sure.
Just my assumption.
You're saving your ass for next week, right?
Yeah, he might call.
Right.
I don't want to be on the firing line for this insulting review.
Right.
It's not my fault that this guy didn't appreciate the greatness of Geoff Tate.
Sure. He's just an ungrateful dog.
That's right.
Ungrateful.